finding those deep sleepers. That could be the key to unlocking a great fantasy championship roster. And with training camp officially underway, we're trying to sort through the noise and figure out what training camp reports are accurate and what ones aren't. But I've got several guys who are looking great in training camp right now, and I think could be the deep sleepers that your roster will need. Yo, Headliner Nation, today we're talking about deep sleepers, guys that you can pick up towards the end of your fantasy football draft that may not be the biggest contributor or the superstars of your team, but could become guys that help your roster and your way to a fantasy championship this season. And you know what? I want to give away an autographed jersey of one of the guys that I'm going to be talking about in this video. So why don't we give away an autographed jersey of Odell Beckham Jr. And I'm going to break down everything on him in just a couple of minutes, but if you want an opportunity to win this signed OBJ jersey, it's super easy. Thanks again to our friends over at Pristine Auction for sponsoring our giveaways this season. All you need to do is head to pristineauction.com and register for a new account using code word headliners. When you do that, you're going to get a $10 off coupon for your very first purchase through Pristine Auction, and you're going to be entered to win this OBJ jersey as long as you also leave a comment down below on the video letting me know who your deep sleeper is this year. So as long as you have an account with code word headliners over at Pristine Auction and you leave a comment on this video, you're going to be entered, and I'm going to randomly pick somebody before one of my videos next week. But now that you know about the giveaway, we got to dive right into the action. Let's kick it off with a guy that I think could be a backup breakout this season. Those are the running backs that maybe have been a backup to somebody else last year, and now we're going to have the opportunity to be the main guy in their offense. And James Cook, who's currently going as the RB30 and 82 overall, absolutely could take that step forward this season. James Cook is being utilized in the passing game, on the ground, and looking to take over a significant role. And the reports coming out of training camp are absolutely glowing right now. Josh Allen has even commented several times on how good James Cook looks. With all of the offensive weapons the Bills have, seeing a lot of design targets for James Cook may not be a thing, but he's going to get a lot of dump offs from Josh Allen this season filling in that role. And even if Damian Harris takes some of those goal line touches and scores touchdowns, if we get James Cook to at least a 60% share of the offensive touches out of the backfield this season, he is a guy that has top 24 potential at the position written all over him. Hunter Henry is currently being drafted as the tight end 28 and going 231 overall. And in training camp so far, he has been the go-to guy for Mac Jones. There is an absolute connection in the red zone, and we've seen Hunter Henry be that guy before, scoring double-digit touchdowns. And yeah, they did add Mike Gesicki, but I fully believe Hunter Henry will be the dude, because at times last season, him and Mac Jones looked good connecting as well. And that's only flourishing right now in training camp. And if you own our draft guide, I went in depth on Hunter Henry, and I talked about the impact that Bill O'Brien had in his first stint with the Patriots, making Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez both top 3 tight ends in one season. Maybe Hunter Henry doesn't see a ton of volume, but scoring 10 plus touchdowns this season is absolutely realistic. And if he does that, he will be a locked in stone top 12 tight end. Do not forget about this guy. All right, Bear fans may want to forget about Chase Claypool. They gave up the first overall pick in the second round for him last year. But you know what? I don't want you to forget about him. Right now, he seems to be one of the major playmakers in training camp. And when you think about how this Bears offense may operate this season, it is absolutely possible that Chase Claypool could be a wide receiver 3 by the end of the year. Everybody's still talking about DJ Moore. You've got Darnell Mooney back and healthy and in the slot, and you've got Cole Kmet. You've got some decent weapons for Justin Fields now, but Chase Claypool is going to be the true field stretcher on this team. And while his role may not require 100, 110, or 120 targets this season, the big play potential could be there, because you know defensive teams are going to be stacking the line of scrimmage, trying to stop Justin Fields from running, and trying to take away the middle of the field from guys like DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. It's going to leave Chase Claypool one-on-one on the outside a majority of the time. And all it takes is maybe a couple of throws per game to give Chase Claypool top 24, top 36 potential at the position. And he's the wide receiver 73, going 233rd overall in ADP right now. He legit could be one of the last picks of your draft, and you're just going to stash him on your bench. And in some of those matchups, if him and Justin Fields really are connected at the beginning of the season, maybe you toss him in as a wide receiver 3, and if he goes off, I think you're going to win some weeks because of that. Elijah Moore is the wide receiver 56, going 152nd overall in drafts right now, but his stock is rising fast. The reports out of training camp is that Elijah Moore is being utilized everywhere, on the outside, in the slot, and even in the backfield. And honestly, I think Elijah Moore could be utilized in the same way that Mecole Hardman was utilized last year for the Kansas City Chiefs when he was healthy. And I still believe that Amari Cooper will lead this team in targets, but they're going to do a lot of different things with Elijah Moore that's going to give him some decent upside every single week. And while he plays that type of a role, maybe target-wise, it's not the type of volume that we would want, but big plays and huge efficiency may be all we need to make Elijah Moore a weekly start for us. Justin Ross and Sky Moore are turning heads at Chiefs camp right now. And with Kadarius Toney already sidelined with an injury, it's giving these guys an opportunity to shine. And considering Justin Ross is undrafted right now, and Sky Moore is going wide receiver 53 at 145 overall, these guys could be true sleepers in the NFL's best offense. I mean, even Patrick Mahomes continues to praise Justin Ross. And Travis Kelce has also been talking about how Sky Moore and Justin Ross are standing out at camp right now. I mean, as a freshman, Justin Ross went for 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns in the ACC on a team that also had T. Higgins, Hunter Renfrow, and Travis Etienne. If it wasn't because of his back injury, this is a guy that had first-round potential written all over him. Somebody's going to be getting targets outside of Travis Kelce in Kansas City this year. It's going to be up to us to decide who we think is going to be the best option. Do you think Justin Ross is a remarkable comeback story, or do you think Sky Moore finally breaks out? Make the decision and try to get at least one of these guys on all of your teams. Odell Beckham Jr. was one of the best wide receivers in all of football and a locked-in first-round pick just a few years ago. And now he's going 104th overall as the wide receiver 42. But the chemistry with Lamar Jackson is absolutely showing up in training camp right now. Odell Beckham Jr. is making big plays and scoring touchdowns. And this is an offense that is going to throw more this season than what we have seen in years past. And Rashad Bateman isn't even practicing yet. So Odell Beckham Jr. only really has Zay Flowers to fight for targets right now at the wide receiver position. If Odell Beckham Jr. is at least 75 or even 80% of what he was a few seasons ago, this is a guy that being drafted in the 40s right now for wide receivers absolutely has top 24 potential written all over him at the position. Obviously, Davante Adams is the #1 guy in Las Vegas, but I don't think that we can just forget about Jakobi Meyers. Jakobi Meyers is the wide receiver 52 at 142 overall right now. And we've already documented this in a couple of videos and went in depth in the draft guide about Davante Adams, but Jimmy Garoppolo sucks at throwing the ball down the field. And knowing that, and considering Davante Adams may see a lot of double teams, Jakobi Meyers could become a real safety blanket for Jimmy G this season. And you're not drafting him for his upside because he never had that even when he was with New England. But this is a guy that if he gets a fair amount of targets is actually a pretty safe start every single week. In fact, if you can give the guy like 6 targets a game, he absolutely could be a super safe wide receiver 3, especially for those of you in PPR leagues. Jakobi Meyers won't win you any weeks, and he surely isn't going to win you a fantasy football championship, but he could be the perfect guy for you you to toss in your lineup if you're dealing with injuries or bye weeks. People are all over Devon Achane as the next guy up in this Dolphins backfield, and they feel like the speedy running back could be a key to unlocking this Dolphins defense. But honestly, I don't think Achane plays that many snaps at the running back position. I think you're going to see this guy play the slot quite a bit more often, or they're going to do different things with him out of the backfield, but he's not going to be your number one running back. I believe as long as he stays healthy, that's going to be Raheem Mostert. And right now, he's the RB45 going 149th overall. Does he get back to being Mostert this season? And I mean, he's standing out in training camp right now. He looks explosive and fast again. And he's even been donning the orange jersey, which is something players get if they're one of the standouts or leaders at practice. And I mean, he almost ran for 1,000 yards last season in an offense that didn't focus at all on the run game. And Mike McDaniels has already said this offseason, he plans on trying to run the ball a little bit more often and make a concentrated effort to stay more balanced. Even if Mostert and Jeff Wilson go 60-40 in terms of touches or snaps in the backfield, that's more than enough opportunity for Mostert to be a guy that you could flex every single week. His big play potential alone will put him in that category. He doesn't need to be a running back that gets 15 touches a week. If he does, definitely has running back one upside. But you know what? Give him 10 to 12 touches a week potentially, and this is a guy that as a flex and touchdown upside is a guy that we could throw in our lineup. But Headliner Nation, in the comments down below, I need to know from you, who do you think is a sleeper, a deep sleeper this season? Make sure you sign up over at Pristine Auction and leave a comment in this video, because when it gets 1,000 likes, I'm gonna pick someone that comments to win that Odell Beckham jersey. And if you're new here, absolutely hit the subscribe button, become a part of Headliner Nation today. You're not gonna wanna miss anything that we do here. Headliner Nation, I'm getting out of here though. Peace out, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you all on the next episode of the Fantasy Headliners.